Hi, I'm Chris Maters, your South Florida residential real estate expert, and thank you for watching my 2024 real estate recap, and also I'm going to have some predictions for 2025. There were certainly a lot of things happening in 2024 that affected the residential real estate market, and what I'm going to do is summarize the four that I think were the most important items that affected the market, starting in ascending order of importance. Number 4. Homes were certainly staying on the market for longer in 2024 than they had been in previous years. This affected not only single-family homes, but townhouses, villas, beachfront condos, pretty much across the board. And there were several items that I thought specifically caused that. In the case of condominiums that are either on the beach or near the beach, one key item that certainly was keeping listings on the market longer was where that particular condominium was with regards to its 30-year engineering assessment, which is now required by law. Many condos that had not been keeping up with maintenance found that they were going to have to assess their owners rather large sums of money, sometimes up to almost $80,000, which definitely put a crimp on buyers being interested in purchasing in there, knowing that such an assessment was going to have to be paid. Also, with 2024 being an election year, I think a lot of buyers took a wait-and-see attitude as far as making a purchase to see how the results of the election turned out. Certainly, once the election was over, I started seeing more activity both in purchases and rentals, so hopefully that will continue into next year. The overall result of these concerns that were in the marketplace, you can see from these charts that listings were up since mid-year, properties going under contract steadily fell all year, and also sold properties steadily fell. Number 3, mortgage interest rates stayed relatively level through 2024, falling between 6 and 7%. If you look at this chart, you can see that that range, 6 to 7%, sort of sets a baseline that goes all the way back to the 1970s. So after a lot of spikes and troughs in between, we're now kind of back in average territory for what they historically have been. Number 2, after being in a seller's market for a little over a decade, we're now seeing more of an equilibrium between buyers and sellers in Boca Raton. We say we have a balanced market when there is more than 6 months of inventory available for the buyers who are looking to purchase. Of the 9 zip codes I track in Boca Raton, right now we have a balanced market in 5 of them, we have a seller's market in 2, and we have a buyer's market in 2. Finally, number 1, I think the thing that affected the residential marketplace and how buyers, sellers, and agents relate to each other the most in 2024 was a result of the National Association of Realtors beginning to implement changes they agreed to because they lost a class action lawsuit the previous year. There were 3 key business practice changes that NAR agreed to implement in 2024, and anybody who's a member of NAR also has to agree to implement these changes. Number 1, agents representing buyers must now execute a buyer's broker agreement with those buyers before they can ever show them the first property. This agreement details what compensation, if any, the agent will get and whether it will be paid by the buyer or the seller or both. Number 2, NAR also agreed to remove all offers of compensation from the multiple listing systems or MLS systems that they own or maintain, so that now buyer agents must call listing agents to find out if a seller is offering any commission to a buyer's agent. This necessitates additional paperwork to confirm it before a deal can proceed. The third business practice change that NAR agreed to is they can no longer require residential agents to belong to NAR or other trade associations such as a state board of realtors or a county board of realtors. So there you have the 4 things that I thought really affected the residential real estate market in 2024. Now, for some predictions for 2025. I think interest rates are going to probably stay about where they are, between 6 and 7%, and of course this is conditional on there not being some major impact on the economy. The next thing I think is going to happen is we're going to settle into our new norm of how the buyer's agents and the seller's agents interact with each other. It might slow down the process a little bit. It's going to certainly generate more paperwork, but we'll just have to learn to live with it. This is new in Florida, but in other states like Georgia, they've been doing things like buyer agreements for years and years, so we'll learn how to deal with it. And then the last thing I think that's going to happen is something that is very important to anyone who's thinking about buying or selling a home. Beware of the unintended consequences that the business practices that were implemented in 2024 might bring to the market. Buyers and sellers engaging in what might be the largest financial transaction of their life should continue to seek out professionals who can provide guidance and instructions on how to do things the proper way and keep yourself out of legal peril. I'm always happy to answer questions, so at the end of this video, I'll have my phone number and email. Please feel free to contact me, and I would love to help you with any information I can provide. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next video.